And here we go. It is Monday, September 12th, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good Monday afternoon to you, my friend.
Oh, boy, do we have a lot to unpack, be it the NCAA, be it the NFL. But before we go there, Ryan Ermanni, I just want to highlight a classy move that I saw, a classy move that I read about and then saw later. Albert Pujols last night ties Alex Rodriguez for fourth most on the all-time home run list.
Oh, he passed him.
Oh, he passed him. Yeah, exactly. 696. He hasn't had 697. Passes him all time. You see the story right here? He gives the ball to the lady that caught the ball. A year ago to the day, her father passed away. Albert Pujols obviously goes to fourth all-time. Easily could have took that ball, put it in his mantle, put it in his collection. It's a high price value. He said, you know what? This ball's for you. Classy act by a classy guy.
Watching one of the best, absolutely. Albert Pujols, another home run for him. Will he get to 700? We'll
Yes.
see. We hope.
Is he juicing?
Someone's going to serve it up.
Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you, my friend.
What up, brother? Hey, they served up Mickey Mantle's historic home run. They'll serve this one up, too. He's got to get it, man. And you know what? We got to see his at-bats like they showed Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds. We got to see his at-bats. And back in the 70s, they showed Hank Aaron every time he came up. But football. It was awesome. The NFL had 8 one-score games. And I read last year, the NBA Finals, every game was by double digits. Nothing fun, nothing exciting. And week 1 of the NFL, you get 8 one-score games.
And you look, too, around the league, and it was just so great to watch NFL football, Braylon, over the day and last night. I mean, just, hours and hours of football. Those that number of close games,
yeah.
I mean, going back and forth, that's what this league is all about. That's why, we'll get into the lines, and we can get into it now if you want. That's why there's no such thing as moral victories. You don't get a moral victory for hanging close with the Philadelphia Eagles. Those days are over. If there was a moral victory for teams in the NFL, the Lions would have the most Super Bowls of all time if they were based on moral victories. It just doesn't happen. This league is a close league. Who's going to make the plays to actually win the game? And I think that's one of the things that was highlighted yesterday. Cleveland didn't make plays. Cincinnati didn't make plays. Or excuse me, not Cleveland. Carolina. It's just up and down the line. Tennessee didn't make a play. Indianapolis didn't make a play. I mean, all of these teams that are 1 or 2 plays away from winning and losing. That's what the entire league is about right now.
Yeah, the interesting thing, every team that you name are teams that have quarterbacks that are struggling, or teams that have quarterbacks that are in question, including the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff. You're right, man. I was just talking to one of our young guys in the back, Andrew, before the show started, and we were talking about the landscape in college football, talking about how you see all these teams like a Marshall being in Notre Dame. Same thing in the NFL. There's so much talent spread so evenly throughout the NFL. You know what? You got to make a play. I wanted to come in today, Maz and Ryan and JV and Fletch, and I just wanted to say, hey, you know what? The Lions, they lose by 3 to a team that I thought was going to destroy them. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, you know what? They got close. They looked good. They were competitive. But what you just said, you know what? You changed my mind a little bit right there. You got to win games. You got to make plays. It's no longer good enough to say, hey, you know what? That team, the Philadelphia Eagles, they may be in the NFC Championship. We hung in there with those guys and we're off to a great start. Now, you know what? They had opportunities yesterday and they squandered it. Still love what I saw out of a lot of that. But you're right. You got to win games if you can.
I think one of the best things to take away from yesterday's game, and by the way, my feeling about the 2022 season has not changed. 10 games is something that I think is very possible for this Lions team to win in 2022. And what I saw out on the field yesterday, to me, doesn't diminish how I feel about these guys. They did not play their best football at all, and they still had a chance to win in the end.
Did you watch both sides of the ball?
Yeah,
I did.
I was, see, Maz.
The defense, I'm sorry, man.
Thank you, Maz. You and I on the same page.
They can't, man. They don't have the talent. I do enjoy seeing that they do have some players. And, you're going to get the Aquara brothers back here eventually.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Rodriguez did not disappoint yesterday, although he did take one on his head late in the game. He got his bell rung. Stopped the runner dead cold. That kid is always in the play. Started. 6th-round draft pick at Oklahoma State. They hit gold with that kid. Now, his size, will it hurt him? Can he stay on the field? And Aiden Hutchinson did not have a great day yesterday.
Yeah, what I was going to say is you talk about the Detroit Lions and you say, hey, you know what? Your 10-win season is still available, still optimistic you are. I'm just saying, like Matt said, on that defensive side of the ball, man, I didn't see enough. You're talking about the Detroit Lions team. They got no pressure on the quarterback. They had 1 sack yesterday, and guess what? It wasn't from a defensive lineman. It was from Tracy Walker.
See, I thought they got a ton of pressure on him. They just couldn't stop him when he was out of the pocket.
Well, they almost let them in because it was like a sucker play.
You pull him in, and he just runs right by you, though. It's kind of a setup play, though, so I agree with Maz on that. If you look at the offensive talent on the teams that they got to play against this season, even a team like the Washington Commanders, what did I tell you about Jahan Dotson? What did I tell you about Terry McLaurin? Like, they play a lot of teams, man, this season where the offensive talent on that team, it far super exceeds the defensive talent that we have with Detroit Lions.
You know, one of the players that I totally underestimated and will take all kinds of heat for.
For the Detroit Lions?
No, for the Philadelphia Eagles is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the best running quarterback I've seen in a long time.
Lamar Jackson,
and I don't... Look, Lamar Jackson is here, but there is something about this Jalen Hurts kid. Boy, did I underestimate him. Through the air, not that great. You know, 18 of 32, had a really nice
A.J. Brown on the right side.
That connection to A.J. Brown is
deadly.
A.J. Brown might be one of the most underrated wide receivers we have seen. Everybody talks about Devontae. Everybody talks about J.J., Justin Jefferson, or Jamar Chase. Everybody's going to talk about Cooper Kupp or Stephon Diggs. Nobody's talking about A.J. Brown, and I don't know why that is. That dude is a grown man out there.
How the Titans
for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Because they're ignorant.
Again, Braylon, again, to me, Jalen Hurts really made this defense look silly. I don't think what happened on the field yesterday was a fair characterization of the Detroit Lions defense moving forward. I just think that kid is really tough to stop.
I accept your apology, by the way, but
I apologize for not taking your word for it when you talked about Jalen Hurts. You were spot on in that analysis of Jalen Hurts. I had that one wrong.
And I do apologize to you guys by saying the Detroit Lions wouldn't be in this game. They were not only in this game, they really had opportunities to win this game. You hear Jared Goff, and we'll hear that sound a little bit later, talk about they could have scored 50. And when I first heard it, I was like, man, what the hell is he talking about? But you go back and look at the game, they did have opportunities. But just looking at the Philadelphia Eagles for a second, Miles Sanders had over 100 yards yesterday. Excuse me. He had 97 yards. Jalen Hurts, 90 yards. They're still, they're still figuring it out. You look at.
Go for it, Bray. Yeah, look, the running attack was putrid, but a lot of that, Philadelphia had over 200 yards rushing in this game. That can't happen on any week. Anytime the team has over 200 yards rushing, I guarantee you that team won the football game. And that's you're right. 200 yards rushing, 90 of it came from the quarterback.
And the Philadelphia Eagles last year, they were the number one team in the rush. I talked about that going into the game. You saw it. You got Miles Sanders. You have Jalen Hurts. They're a huge, amazing rushing talent. They're still figuring it out. Look at Devontae Smith yesterday, Ryan Ermanni. He had no catches.
And you know who that was?
Ooh, is that Jeff Okudah? 7 tackles, by the way.
4 targets, no catches, no yards. Jeff Okudah, and by the way, the one play he had to come out of the game, that was after the onside kick, I believe. The long pass down the sideline, that was on Will Harris. That was not against Jeff Okudah. I think you have to be extremely encouraged from what you saw out of Jeff Okudah. Good for him to come in, not only earn a starting spot, but come in and play against a top 10 talent in a wide receiver like Devontae Smith. He shut down the former Heisman winner.
Maz, let me ask you a question. Just quick synopsis as we're in segment 1.
Yeah.
What was your best, let me rephrase that. What was the most interesting thing and exciting thing that you saw in the Detroit Lions yesterday that you may not have known going into the game, or that you knew and they did it exactly?
DeAndre Swift.
There you go.
He's a stud, and I apologize to him. Yes, he can be an NFL running back. And part B, the Lions keep coming at you. They don't quit. And I love that about this team.
But at some point, that's not going to be good enough. And for so many,
bro, they were in the game. It's not like they put junk points up.
No, I understand that.
Good call, man.
I'm not saying they weren't, and I agree with you. But what I am saying is, ultimately, at some point, being in the game and staying in the game and being just competitive enough to have a 3-point loss and cover the spread or whatever the case may be, at some point that has to translate into wins. And I think we're going to be talking about Washington all week.
Yeah.
I think this is an absolute must-win game against the Washington Redskins, or excuse me, the Washington Commanders. This is going to get this could get brutal early if they don't win this game against the Commanders.
I 100% agree with you. They have to win this game against the Washington Commanders. It will spell well for their season. This is a game that they can win. Now, on the offensive side, you saw Carson Wentz. Looks like he's found a home with the Washington Commanders. You saw that offense with Gibson and McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. But going back to something you just said, you know what, Ryan? I understand that you don't like moral victories. I understand you're saying, look, you got to win these games. Like you got to take that next step. But you know what? When you've been a team that hasn't made that hasn't won those games, that's 3-13-1 last year, that had the Patricia era where you guys didn't play well at all and was laughing stock of the league, before you can do something, you got to see it. You got to see it as a possibility. Going into the locker room and going into meetings on Monday today, the Detroit Lions looked at film. They said, you know what? We should have beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Now that you can see it, now you can believe in it. And I guarantee you, you're going to see a team in the Detroit Lions come out against the Washington Commanders much different, because now they can see it, that they can be that good, that they can win those games. They're going to play well this upcoming week.
More on the Detroit Lions. You will hear from head coach Dan Campbell. We'll talk about the Michigan Wolverines, Michigan State, day in the NFL. My goodness, it is a football Monday. But first, a message from Gypsy Vodka.
That's right. The Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka, home of the fall drink. I'm trying to tell you, it is amazing. Michigan distillers, gotta support them. Gotta support Adam and Mike Patowski guys, Michigan State guys. They have created a drink that is really good. The Mulligan, 8% alcohol seltzer. Be careful with it. Flavors, oh my God, iced tea, mango, and lemonade. This product is amazing. Support them, love it, drink it, but be responsible.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Academy, are you interested in extending your career, expand it, and make a difference in your community? Academy of Warren for professionals have a passion for working with students in the K-8 department and more. For more information on how to apply, call them at 586-552-8010. That's visit academyofwarren.net.
This is game one, and we got a long season here. And I said the good news is that we didn't play very well, and we lost by 3. That's what you can take away from this. Now, if we just take this whole approach where every week it's like, well, we play, we lost by 3. Well, we lost by 3. We lost by 3. Then what are we doing? So we got to clean this up, and we got to be better. We got to be a lot better in all areas. Look, I think we'll be better for that. You know, you face a guy like that, and look, there was a number of guys out there. It's first game of the season. You know, it's a full game. Now you're into real tempo. You know, real NFL tempo against real dudes, and I think it got on some guys, but they'll all be better for it. Everybody will be better.
That was Dan Campbell yesterday post-game. The Lions 38-35 lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button for us. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. If you're watching on Twitter, we're going to end that feed and move you exclusively over to our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports on YouTube. One of the things yesterday, guys, did you notice that the Lions scored the third most points out of any NFL team over the weekend?
Yeah.
35 points.
I didn't notice that.
The 35 points they scored was only the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles scored more points than the Detroit Lions did this weekend. I mean, if you look at that, I guess that would highlight, hey, the offense scores 35, and B, the defense gives up 38. I mean, that's nothing to write home about. But again, their offense has to be their strength.
The offense has to be the strength because we know what the defense presents. They're going to have to get better throughout the season. The offense is that strength. But, Ryan, you know, we keep talking about no moral victories. We say, you know, you can't have moral victories in 2022 if you're trying to win games, or if you're trying to be one of the playoff teams consistently. But, Ryan, you got to look at some of the things that they did. Look at what DeAndre Swift did yesterday. 145 yards, 40 yards receiving. Look at that offensive line.
And that's the most rushing yards, by the way, Braylon, by Lions running back than Barry Sanders.
Exactly.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So think about this. DeAndre Swift has a hell of a game, right? The offensive line, we talked about, no Tommy Kramer, no Vaitai. They're shuffling guys, trying to figure it out. They gave up 1 sack yesterday. Actually, technically, they gave up a half a sack. Brandon Graham, they gave him a half a sack to that amazing defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles. You look at third down conversions. Like, Ryan, 45% is the goal of most NFL teams going into the season. You want to be right around the 45% clip, because if you're 45%, that means you guys are extending drives, you're good. They were 9 of 14 on third down yesterday. Look at Jeff Okudah.
And 1 for 1 on fourth down.
And 1 for 1 on fourth down. Like, they did a lot of things amazing in game one. So, that, although it may not be moral victories, you can point to a lot of things and be very excited for the season coming. And also, like you said, he scored 38 points.
You know who doesn't like losing? DeAndre Swift. And a lot of these players. Here's DeAndre Swift after the game on the Lions' close loss to the Philadelphia Eagles.
I hate losing with a passion. Got to go back to work, watch the film, see what we can get better at. All the little stuff. It's always little stuff. 1, 2 plays that could change the momentum of the game. Got to be better.
We talked ad nauseum over the course of Hard Knocks about DeAndre Swift and his fire, his will, his desire to be great. I just wanted to share that clip with you because I see, to be great, you have to hate losing. And it's one thing to say you hate losing, but to see his mannerism, to see his body language, to see his aura about him in that post-game press conference after the loss, man, Maz, I know you apologize to DeAndre Swift. I want to apologize to DeAndre Swift, too. And you shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Nope.
To see the coach on him, riding him, Deuce Staley riding him week after week after week after week, you can't really you can't really make anything of that. It's a coach coaching a player. And, you know, we took something out of that we probably shouldn't have, or at least I did. No. And DeAndre Swift had a hell of a game, and afterward to see him like that, any bad thing I ever said, or not bad thing, but my questioning of DeAndre Swift and his will to be great flies out the window.
No, Ryan, take a step back. Don't apologize for questioning DeAndre Swift. This is what we do in our profession. Our job is to ask the tough questions. Our job is to ask what we see. DeAndre Swift was a guy that was an All-American at Georgia. That's why he hates losing, because he doesn't know about it. They didn't lose a lot when he was in college. We saw he was going to be electric coming out of college. He struggled in his first year. He got injured. Struggled in his second year due to injuries. Our questions were very valid. We didn't disrespect DeAndre Swift at all. We just asked the hard questions. Hey, Deuce Staley's on DeAndre Swift. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? What's DeAndre Swift going to do? How's he going to respond? Well, Ryan Ermanni, he responded in kind. And I love this at the podium because you see him. He does not like to lose. And this is the most vocal that I've seen him in his 3 years here. You can see the feeling that, you know what, I know how good we can be. We're not going to lose again.
I put a tweet out today. I retweeted Jeff Schwartz. Jeff Schwartz, NFL, ESPN guy, really knows his stuff. He broke down a play that the Lions had, and he broke down 2 plays out of the whole league. That was one of them. It was a trap play, and it showed how great the offensive line was. It showed a great block by Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it showed DeAndre Swift beating the one guy he had to beat to get loose, and I think it was a 30-yard play. It was a phenomenal play. Go and take a look at it. This guy, man, is a true blue. He's a blue chip running back. If he stays healthy, he's 2,000 yards this year combined. He will be.
Passing and rushing.
Yes, he's
no doubt
that
about
good.
It. You mentioned Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's another young Lions player that has helped changing the culture where this losing and these close victories mean nothing.
I don't think none of us are happy. We felt like we could have won that game. Obviously, mistakes are made out there. We wish we could have had back certain plays. But no, I mean, resilience, we know we're resilient. That's something that, we are as a team, we already know that. But we feel like we got to win those games. We're not going back to last year, those close games that we couldn't finish. So moving forward, we got to win those.
And this is the identity that you want the Detroit Lions to have. Like, they're not excited. We as Detroit Lions fans may say, hey, you know what, they were in that game. I feel good about that. But the Lions, they're not the same Lions that they were last year. They're like, you know what, we should have won that game. Yep. We were in this game. Maz brings up that play, that trap play, DeAndre Swift, the 30-yarder. You know what you love about that play, Maz? Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's not getting the ball in that play. It's a wide receiver blocking. Laid a hell of a block. The offensive line, they picked up every block that they were supposed to. DeAndre Swift made the right read exactly how he was supposed to. As you said, the one person he was supposed to make miss, he made miss. You know what that says in the passing game? DeAndre Swift's not going to lay out a linebacker blitzing for Amon-Ra St. Brown, for DJ Chark. They're playing for each other. You love to see it. I know they lost yesterday, but this is not SOL. This ain't the same old Lions.
Hawk was good too. He didn't get a lot of plays, but he had a lot of great blocks as well.
And a third down catch as well.
A tough catch.
Absolutely a tough catch. I want to ask you guys, because you mentioned, Braylon, you mentioned this is not the same old Lions. I want to know if your guys' season prediction about the Lions changed a little bit yesterday in this loss to the Eagles. We'll do that next, but first a message from Outkick.
Outkick your coverage. That's right, folks. It's coming up. It's the Washington and Detroit game, and Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for Detroit and Washington at Ford Field. That's right. We're looking, I don't want to use ugliest guy, but not the best looking guy. But he's got a hot girlfriend. So, the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. If you got that combination, you outkicked your coverage, and right here is your chance. Post a picture of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter, Instagram, and use the hashtag WoodwardFrontRow. Make sure you follow us and tag at Woodward Sports as well. Hurry up, they'll be selecting the winner on September the 16th. Outkick your coverage on Woodward Sports.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
so many people with preconceived notions of what they believe the Lions season will bring. And everybody had a prediction on a win total for the Lions. I said I believe they're a 10-win football team. Now, one of the wins I had them getting was against Philadelphia. This game does not change the way I feel about this team. Defensively, do they have some issues? Can they work them out? I really believe they can. And my win total does not change. And I think a lot of that, too, goes with what I've seen. They're going to get Dak Prescott. They're going to get Dallas without Dak. And New England's just atrocious. I mean, these are things that give me that help reinforce how I feel about this season. Braylon?
Yeah, I apologize for looking down. I was looking at the Detroit Lions schedule. Definitely, I said 7 games before the season started. I think I'm still right around 7, maybe 8, maybe another one. I'm looking at the schedule right now, man. Washington Commanders. I think the Lions should be favored in that game.
They are, 1.5.
I think the Lions at home. You got the Washington Commanders. I think the following week they're going to lose to the Vikings, but Seahawks, that's win 2. Patriots on the road. I think that'll be a huge win for the Detroit Lions to win at Gillette Stadium. Even though the Patriots are who they are, it's still Gillette Stadium. It's still Bill Belichick. That's win 3. Cowboys at Cowboys. That's another win I think they can have. That's 4. Packers. You called it. The Packers. I think they can win against the Packers.
Is that an overreaction? We'll go around there, but
week 1 they got killed last year, and they had the best record.
Yeah, and I said that it was week 1, but the difference is week 1 with Devontae Adams.
Yes,
it's week 1 with Devontae Adams. Like it looked like he missed Devontae Adams. It
was ugly
and seen. You saw the big pass earlier in the game, the 75-yard drop, kind of set the tone for the game for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
Christian Watson dropped that ball.
Christian Watson. It's going to be tough, man.
What just to bring it back to the Lions, what do they do defensively now? Because obviously that's an area that they have to improve. Maz, I do want to get your thought on that though. What do you feel about the season as a whole?
I had my 8 wins.
Yeah.
But I also told you I had them against Philly. I'm like, I could flip-flop Philly and Washington. So I'm sticking with my 8 wins. I think they can win 8. That's what I'm going to go with. If they do get lucky against the Patriots, why not?
I was just so encouraged by what I saw yesterday. And you mentioned Aiden Hutchinson. I want to talk about him for a minute. The stat line was not there for sure, but watching the game, I feel like he was getting there. He just had nothing for Jalen Hurts. I mean, Jalen Hurts is just so elusive, and he's going to make a lot of defensive ends and a lot of people coming on the edge look silly. And he did that to the rookie as well. I mean, he can make you look silly out there. I don't know. I think if that's Carson Wentz standing behind there, I think he gets to him.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Was to ask, hey, Aiden Hutchinson, half a tackle yesterday. Does that give you cause to pause? Does that give you cause to be worried? And the answer is no, because of the style of offense the Philadelphia Eagles run and Jalen Hurts. He's a running quarterback. As soon as you guys come up the field, he goes right by you. You look at these next couple games, Carson Wentz ain't Jalen Hurts. You look at the Vikings, Kirk Cousins ain't Jalen Hurts. You look at the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, he's not running like Jalen Hurts. The Cowboys, Cooper Rush, stop it. The Dolphins, Tua, even though he's sort of out of the pocket, he's not a guy that's out here taking off like Jalen, et cetera. So with that being said, as you get into the schedule, more stand in the pocket quarterback, more traditional style offensive quarterbacks. Aiden Hutchinson will start to show why he was the number 2 pick overall as you get further into the season. Guys like Jalen Hurts, guys like Lamar Jackson, guys like Kyler Murray, you got to get a pass in those type of games. But everybody else, oh man, it's gonna be on full display.
Mac Jones got hurt as well. His back, he's getting his back looked at. So there's a lot of stuff out there that may be falling the Lions' way.
There's another Michigan State quarterback over there now. Brian Hoyer.
Hoyer's a great backup. He's made a living as a backup.
Started actually for the Cleveland Browns for a couple of years.
So many people will point to that onside kick call too.
What do you think about that?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it either. Look. Well, I'm a big proponent of trying to get the football. If you can't stop anybody, what's the difference in giving them the ball at their own 20-yard line or getting the ball at the 50-yard line? You can't stop them anyway. There was 3 straight drives of a touchdown for Philadelphia before that. Now, ultimately, the Lions defense stepped up and got some stops in the fourth quarter when they needed them. But at the time of the onside kick, the Lions defense wasn't even getting close to stopping the Eagles. I love the call. Now, it's a lot better call if you get the onside kick, but at the point in the game, with the knowledge that you had up until that point, I thought it was a pretty decent call.
I was a little overreacting to it yesterday. I still don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm not mad, if that makes sense, man. So like yesterday I said, what the hell are we doing? 3:43 left in the third quarter, you onside kick it. But now I look back and say, you know what, hey, the guy wants to win. He said, hey, I wanted the ball. That's what Dan Campbell said in response to why did he go for it. Why did he go for an onside kick? The only thing I will say, Ryan, when you're playing against a team like Jalen Hurts, who's like can run the ball, gets out of the pocket, makes it a lot easier for the offense. The run game's going. I just question doing it against a team like that and Jalen Hurts. You put Jalen Hurts, a running quarterback, at the 50-yard line with that rushing attack. I was like, you kind of almost giving up a touchdown, but obviously it didn't happen for the Philadelphia Eagles, so it did kind of work out.
I'll tell you what it did. The Lions are known now as riverboat gamblers, okay? No team knows what they're doing. So it affected the Eagles on the last bunch of kickoffs, if you noticed. They messed up on a lot of kickoff returns after that. It's because they don't know what the Lions are going to do. And I kind of like having that in my pocket.
Yeah. And there's a part of me too, guys, when the other team is better than you, and I think 10 NFL fans out of 10 would say that the Philadelphia Eagles have more talent than the Detroit Lions do on their team. You got to do things once in a while that are not chalk, right? I mean, and at that point in the game, I just think that it was worth a shot to try to get. That didn't come close. And it looks bad when you don't even have a shot at it.
Well, I'm sure they practiced the hell out of that play, and he's probably good at that kind of play. He pooch punted it, basically. Pooch kicked it up. Right. I mean, remember when Matt Prater was getting those and turning them over and the ball was spinning and all? Let's give him a chance. I mean, if they practiced it enough, it's bound to work.
To me, the pick six was way more egregious than the onside kick.
Yeah, insert Jared Goff. Jared Goff doing Jared Goff things. The one thing I will say about the onside kick and what you said, Ryan, you're talking about last year, the Los Angeles Rams, when Dan Campbell pulled out the kitchen sink, onside kicks, trick plays, things of that nature. I get that when you're a team like that that's inferior, really inferior. But you're talking about a team that's pretty good in the Detroit Lions. They had opportunities to win this game and opportunities to stop them. I don't know what message that sends in terms to the defense. Like, is it a good message? And this is me asking. This is not me, being sarcastic. Does it send a message to the defense like, hey, we don't trust you guys, so we're going to try an onside kick? Or does it say, hey, we don't trust you guys, so we're going to do onside kick. Step your stuff up. Which message do you think it sent to that defense?
Or it says, hey, I need you here. I'm going to try to get the ball. If I don't, I trust that you guys can at least limit them to a field goal. And they didn't do either.
I love how, right away, Twitter, people making fun of Dan Campbell. Oh, he's got marbles in his head and all of that. And the naysayers. I don't give a damn. That's my coach. I love what he's doing. I was a Bill Parcells guy. I still am. Bill Parcells rolled the dice a lot too. It just tells your team, look, I got to do anything to win that game. But the most impressive thing yesterday was Ford Field and those Lion fans. And you and me stepped into that into the shop on our way. Game Day Detroit. We stepped in on our way to our car after we were done at the Brass Rail. And we're like locked on the TV. And that place was going crazy when the Lions went right down and scored that great drive for the first touchdown. I just looked at you and I'm like, man, if this freaking team ever wins, this will be the loudest building in the NFL. That's how hungry these fans are. They're none better. There are none better than you Detroit Lion fans. I'm one of them.
A.J. Brown said it as much after the game. A.J. Brown said, whoa, that crowd in Detroit was incredible. You couldn't hear yourself think. We couldn't hear the play. We couldn't hear the guy next to us. He was so impressed with how loud Ford Field gets. I think when you hear that from an opposing player, it makes you feel good as a fan, and it makes you know that you could have an impact on the game. 3 false start penalties by the Eagles yesterday. Now, it wasn't the 6 that the Chicago Bears had in that 2011 Monday night game. But nonetheless, they played a big role yesterday.
Silverdome was different.
Well, that was Ford Field 2011.
Oh, 2011, that's right. But I remember the one on Monday Night Football when all the bloody fights happened. I was at that game as well.
Yeah, but the difference in Ford Field is 92,000 versus 62,000. You look at Ford Field, 62,000. I've played in that stadium. I've been on the winning end of games. I've been on the losing end of games. That place gets rocking. It's a very intimate, inside stadium, inside arena. And when they get after it, man, that forward down the field, man, once they score a touchdown and you hear the forward down the field for the first time, especially when it happens early in the game like it did yesterday, when you hear him with the hat, I always forget his name, with the hard hat.
Theo Gridiron.
There you go, Theo Gridiron. When you get that going early on in the game, Lions fans do not stop coming to whole games. I've been in games where we lost where you're like, Jesus Christ, I can't hear myself think. Just like A.J. Brown said.
Overreaction Monday. I want you to give me an overreaction that you guys think about the Detroit Lions, and we'll go around the NFL. So much to get to on a Monday. If you are watching on YouTube, please smash that like button for us. Let's get to over 100 likes by the end of next segment. Let's do that. But first, let's do this. A message from SMA.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Actually, yesterday, shout out to Sean Jordan. Sean Jordan joined us on the desk yesterday at the pregame show at Brasswell. Always good to see him. Look, their podcast, This is the S Word, and the S Word stands for stigma. We are trying to destigmatize mental health as well as addiction. They give amazing content. They give amazing information, and they just have the conversation. It is okay to be okay. If you or anyone you know might be struggling with addiction, might be struggling with mental health, and don't even know it, go to thesportsma.com. Get all the answers you need.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag at Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
How about Big Frog? Get your free Woodward Sports t-shirt at Big Frog. That's right, a free t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. To stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you one up right then and there. And of course, go to Big Frog Novi today, get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
You know, I thought Swift had an outstanding day, and those guys up front did a good job. I mean, I thought the O-line played well. You know, they banked a lot of reps, and I thought they did a good job. But there again, offensively, early in that game, third down, and then when you turn the ball over, and not only turn it over, but it ends up being for 7, it's hard, you know.
That was Lions head coach Dan Campbell. Look, a lot of good things about that offensive line, a lot of good things about DeAndre Swift. And I think when you put all of those resources into your run game, that's the kind of effort you'd like to see. So that's one of the aspects moving forward that I think you'll be able to count on, Bray.
Yeah, you were talking about overreaction. overreaction Monday as it relates to Detroit Lions. Here's my overreaction. I'll start it off for you, Ryan Ermanni. I think overreaction is going to be on Jared Goff. Now, Jared Goff didn't play exceptionally well yesterday, but you got to look at this as a new team. This is a new offense. They're still learning who they are. Jameson Williams will be playing at some point in 5 weeks. That's going to be another integration to the system. You got DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams running the ball well. DJ Chark is a new guy they're trying to get the ball to. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and also TJ Hawkinson, trying to get him involved. I think the overreaction is going to be in terms of him being a bad quarterback or him being the weak link of the Detroit Lions. As the season gets moving, much like last year, man, how he settled into the offense towards the end of the year. Once they start having the same players in the roles, start to understand, okay, this is my guy. I know where I'm going with this. I know this is how we're going to block it. This is how we're going to pass it up. So I think it's an overreaction on how bad he played yesterday. I think with the Detroit Lions, week 2, week 3, you'll start to see them come together as a nucleus, and they'll be able to move forward. I think Jared Goff being terrible is an overreaction.
My overreaction will be, it's a good one. It's Jeff Okudah. And he wore that number 1 for a reason. He is a shutdown corner, and he is your first-round pick, part A. Part B, Hutchinson and Okudah, back-to-back number 1 picks, and they're showing you why. And number 1 for a reason. Don't go picking on number 1 this year.
My overreaction to the Detroit Lions game yesterday was that the defense sucks. I don't think they suck, but I think that is a reaction that many Lions fans look at and they say, damn, this was our Achilles heel coming in to the season. And by the looks of it, it looks like every prediction for the Lions defense has come true so far. I think they will get better. They have to get better. And we'll see where this thing goes from there. But I think that is an overreaction. I'm going to say relax on the Lions defense. They're going to get better. They're going to get healthier. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be fine. Here's an overreaction. Aiden Hutchinson is a bust.
There you go. I like that one better than your first one.
Please.
They put these out already.
Ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say about it. I don't even know what to joke about it. Yes, his stat line was not great. But then, if you watch the game, he looked pretty darn good. To me, at least, anyway. He was getting pressure on the guy. Jalen Hurts is going to make a lot of defensive ends look silly.
He's a rookie.
It's just the way it is.
The verdict's out. I mean, I understand he's a rookie man, but he's number 2 overall pick for a reason. You got to see something. You got to show proof. So I still got to see it. I believe he's going to be damn good. But I got to see more as we move into the Washington Commanders. But the first thing you said, Ryan, their defense was atrocious last year. That was one of the huge knocks in terms of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell not going out and getting anybody in free agency in the offseason for their defensive side of the ball. They focused on that all offseason. They had a horrible season last year from the defensive standpoint. So all offseason, that's what they had to harp on. They had to talk about this defense. They had to talk about the points they gave up. They had to talk about the Seattle game. They had to talk about getting whooped by Philly and Cincinnati. For them to focus on something that was terrible last year, I thought them giving up 38 points like that, they got to be better. And I understand they were in the game, but that's because of the offense. That defense should have looked better when that was your weak point, and that was your focal point all off season, is getting that defense better. I thought they should have looked a little bit better. So I don't necessarily overreaction on that. They got to show me something on that defensive side of the ball.
I'm looking at the Washington-Jacksonville box. Who was picked ahead of Aiden Hutchinson?
Trayvon Walker.
I don't even see him on this list.
I think he had a pick 6.
He had a sack.
Did he really?
He had a sack and a pick 6.
He had a pick 6?
I believe. I got to look at it. Jacksonville.
I know for sure I know he had a sack.
I definitely know he had an interception.
Let me see.
Yeah,
or a fumble recovery. I got to of course, like the Jacksonville.
Look at
Jacksonville is nowhere on my.
I picked Jacksonville. They should have won. While you guys are looking for that, one thing that I want to see out of this defense, and I talked about with the Detroit Lions, they were 9-14 on the offensive side of the ball in terms of third down conversion. That's a great rate. That's a great clip. That's called playoff football. But on the opposite side, the Philadelphia Eagles were 10-17. That's also unacceptable from the defense. We talked about how do you stay in games from a defense? You got to keep teams off balance. You got to keep a Jalen Hurts in 3rd and 10, 3rd and long, 2nd and long. When you put a guy like Jalen Hurts, who's a running quarterback, the RPOs, etc., when you put him in 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2 makes it that much easier. That's how you stay on pace for the Detroit Lions. Got to create 3rd and 10s, 3rd and long.
3.5 tackles, a sack, an interception. Yes, I was looking at the Washington one. I'm an idiot. Trayvon Walker. Hey, wow.
Looked pretty good. But
Damn.
Again, but again, a loss for them, right? I mean, a loss for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
But improved.
Guys, just around the NFL.
Travis Etienne fumbled and dropped the touchdown.
Around the NFL, I could not tell you how gleeful I was yesterday.
Got to be Green Bay.
When the first play of the game is a 75-yard bomb to a wide open receiver.
Christian Watson,
the rookie, dropped. I told you, it's just, and they look terrible offensively. Out of sync, bad routes, drops, miscommunication.
It might have been different. He caught that.
It might have been, but it wasn't. And when you drop a pass like that, what do you think of? Doubt. Doubt creeps
He never
in your
went
mind.
back to him until late in the fourth quarter.
I'm telling you guys, Green Bay, I know they got murdered last year too, Bray.
No.
That is my prediction for the Green Bay Packers. They're not winning more than 7 games. A much different football team this year. I don't care how good their defense is.
I would agree with you, man. You talk about opening up the game, 75-yard drop, Christian Watson. You know what that does? One, from an offensive play calling standpoint, now the offensive play call is like, well, we're not going back to those plays. We're not going to big plays. Let's go underneath a little bit. Let's try it there. Now Aaron Rodgers, in his mind, I ain't going to Christian Watson. I'm not throwing him the ball. Now he's mad at Christian Watson. He's going to be mad at Romeo Doubs. I ain't throwing him the ball either. He's a rookie. I got to go to the guys that are experienced, the guys that are better. It changes the whole landscape and the mindset. I'll give you an example. We play in the Rose Bowl, Michigan, 2003. We play USC, okay? The first series of the game, we get into a 2nd and long. And this is one of those nightmares. Like, you never, like, the good games, I put those out of my mind. The bad ones, they stay in my mind and keep me up at night. First drive, John LeVar throws a bomb. I drop it. Hits my face mask, hits my face mask. We drop the ball. We were never the same on offense the rest of the game. If I catch that pass, it's a whole different game in that game against USC. Same thing. If they catch that pass, Aaron Rodgers is now in Aaron Rodgers mode, offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur's. Everybody's excited. You can now run the ball, pass it a little bit. It changed the whole complexity of the Rose Bowl, and that changed the whole complexity of that Vikings game yesterday.
Green Bay that bad, or is Minnesota that good?
Both.
Listen, man.
The Vikings are that damn good, and the Green Bay Packers have a lot of questions.
Okay, listen to me, please. The Vikings are good, okay? They're going to be better than they've been, an 8-win team, better than 8 wins. The Packers have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Not yesterday, but they will show you. And Aaron Rodgers will figure it out with his guys. Come on, man. Don't bury this team yet. Please.
We're not first of all, you're such a closet Green Bay fan. I freaking love it. We're not burying the team, Maz. We're just watching what we see. It's one thing when you have a terrible opening week and you got Devontae Adams on your team. Oh, yeah, you'll figure it out. That defense is good. But offense, Randall Cobb is not the same Randall Cobb from 8 years ago.
No.
He's not that guy.
That's for sure.
Christian Watson is trying to figure it out.
Sammy
Aaron
Watkins.
Rodgers has no faith in the offense. David Bakhtiari is not playing yet. That offense is struggling. And, Ryan, you talk about it all the time. What wins games now in the regular season? It ain't defense.
It's offense.
And they don't have one right now.
It didn't appear that way. You know who else doesn't have any offense? The New England Patriots. 0 points at halftime.
Wow.
We're going to go around the NFL next. But first, a remarkable day in the NFL yesterday.
Yeah.
But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
In Hamtramck, Chris Hutt is the inventor of this great game, football and bowling. 2 ways to play it. Got to get down there, guys. You can play $12 unlimited open play. That means you can be there all day long. Or you can have a private lane reservation for 10 or 12 of your friends and run you $120, but you get it for 2 hours. Any drink you want, multiple full bars, over 100 beers to offer, and the mystery $2 mystery beer machine. Yes, the mystery $2 mystery beer machine. And bring your own food in and have it delivered. They don't mind. The place is huge. Sit down and have a good time. Get your fold on. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. $10 a month. That's all they're asking. Are you serious?
Only $10.
Ryan Ermanni, only $10. $10 a month to get in shape, feel great. You know what? Your fitness is essential with Planet Fitness. Right now, go down to planetfitness.com. They got the hydro massage chairs. Maz, isn't that your thing? The hydro massage.
Any massage.
Oh, man. And also, you can upgrade that $10. $22.99 will get you the black card. My favorite thing about Planet Fitness, every time you go, you can get a free guest. It's basically like having 2 memberships for the price of 1. $10 a month, Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential. If you are watching on YouTube, we certainly appreciate it. Smash that like button for us. Help YouTube push our content out to more people. Woodward Sports Network, subscribe. Coming up on 32,000 subscribers on this platform. Ooh. Coming up on 50,000 subscribers, or followers, I should say, on Twitter. Woodward Sports Network, we are coming. And right now, we're going to go around the NFL. Lions lose yesterday 38-35 to the Philadelphia Eagles. 0-1 on the season. By the way, 12 straight overs now in week 1 for the Detroit Lions. We mentioned that on our pregame show yesterday at the Brass Rail.
I couldn't hear you.
12 straight. Well, there you go. All right, Maz, let's go around the league.
Let's start it off with the Jets. Jets. Robert Saleh was running the stairs at the Meadowlands prior to this game. He should have just ran out of the stadium. Ravens beat the Jets 24-9. 3 touchdowns for the contractless Lamar Jackson.
It was good to see Lamar Jackson have that, man. When he threw that first touchdown to Rashad Bateman early on in the game, you love to see that, man. This is a guy that bet on himself. My biggest thing is this. You ask players to be accountable. You ask players do everything right. You ask players to go on the field, make your team better, especially from the quarterback position. He's done everything that he's supposed to do from an obligational standpoint as a drafted 32nd pick overall in 2017. He's done everything right. You didn't want to pay him. He said, "To hell with you. I bet on myself." Good job by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Guys, you didn't even this has gone totally understated. Number one, the guy on the other side of the Baltimore Ravens, Joe Flacco.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Flacco started that game. He threw 59 passes. Wow. It's not like it was 50-0 and they were just throwing it. He threw 59 passes yesterday, Joe Flacco.
You know, he's got some ice on today.
So you know what that tells me is that running game with the
for the Jets, Breece Hall.
I was about to say with Breece Hall, everybody gets excited about him. They said he was the number 1 running back in the draft. He went before Kent Walker. Where's he at?
I hope he comes back next time. How about those Giants? They shocked the Titans 21-20. They go for 2 and the win. And, of course, the Tennessee Titans miss a field goal. You're going to know that's a lot of games happening. And with Saquon, 164 yards. Nice comeback.
You know what I love about that, man? We keep talking about this, man. We talked about this early on in the season. I'm talking about January, February, March. You and I were talking about this. Are they going to put him on a trading block? Which they did. They were accepting and fielding offers for Saquon Barkley. First year, 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Then injury plagued season 2, injury plagued season 3. Good to see him get after it. But the thing about it, I love Brian Dable, did you hear him in the post-game press conference? He said, look, I went to the defense, and I went to some of the guys on offense. I said, hey, look, we scored this touchdown. We're going for 2. What do you think about that? He said, my defensive players said, you know what, coach? Go for it. He said, we're going for the win. Brian Daboll was offensive coordinator when I got traded from the Cleveland Browns. Offensive mind guy, good dude, good energy. Good to see them having fun. And I sent this to the group chat. This is the first time since the infamous Odell Beckham picture on the boat before the Green Bay Packers playoff game that the New York Giants have been above 500.
Look at that. I will say Ryan Tannehill, 20 of 33. I think Tennessee has the ability to start 0-4 this year, and at that point I think they'll go to Malik Willis. This is not far from being Malik Willis's team. I think Tennessee's going to have a bad year this year. Also worth pointing out, Daniel Jones, kudos to him, man. 17 of 21 last night or yesterday, sacked 5 times too. So they got to clean up that offensive line, but Daniel Jones, good effort from him.
Kayvon Thibodeau said he needed a cigarette after that game. That's how excited he was after that game. How about the Falcons? They blow another 16-point lead. Falcons nip them 27-26. Jameis, 2 touchdowns to Michael Thomas.
So I'm very upset. Michael Thomas is on my bench in fantasy football. Yeah, Michael Thomas is on my bench.
Not anymore.
I ended up putting Drake London as my flex. Hey, look, man. First time I ever played fantasy football. So
Drake's good.
So bear with me. He's gonna be damn good. But you talk about Michael Thomas. You talk about the Saints. Jameis Winston, your guy. He ate that W yesterday. Good to see Jameis come back after the ACL surgery last year and get a W against the Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons have had a 15-point lead 8 times over the last decade. They have lost 3 of those games. They're 5-3 in those games. The rest of the NFL, when they have a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, I think it's something like 246-2.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
And the Atlanta Falcons are 5-3.
Unbelievable.
When they have a 15-point lead or more in the fourth quarter, they cannot close. Watch out for the New Orleans Saints, gang. Watch out for the New Orleans Saints. I think they will be a playoff team this year, maybe even the division champs.
How about watch out for the Chicago Bears? We all made fun of them. They beat the Niners in the slop at Soldier Field, 19-10. Justin Fields, 2 touchdowns, and he had a great time in the rain.
Saw him sliding on the ground. Definitely had a fun time. You know, we talked about this. I said, look, Justin Fields is going to be a guy that I think is going to have success.
I hope so.
The one thing I always thought about, like in terms of watching Ohio State quarterbacks get what type of rep? Deservingly so. Great in college, but they can't do anything in the NFL. That's been their rep. It was something different about Justin Fields. Watching him in college, he looked a lot different than the typical quarterbacks that they've had in the past. You can tell that Matt Nagy, you could tell, man, like getting him out of there just lifted Justin Fields. He looks like a whole different guy when he's getting interviewed, and on the sideline, the energy is very different in Chicago right now.
There's nothing I'm taking from the game yesterday in Chicago. Nothing.
Not
on
horrible.
The Bears. On Trey Lance. I'm not making a judgment on Trey Lance.
It's a throwaway game for you?
It is a complete throwaway game. That was a monsoon yesterday in Chicago. The playing surface was as bad a playing surface as you will have in high school, let alone the National Football League. I give Trey Lance and the San Francisco 49ers a free pass, not taking anything from that game from him or Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears.
There was a picture of the Soldier Field sideline. You know, the white chalk line?
Yep.
And it was like this.
It was gone. Yeah.
It was like this. No, they couldn't even get a straight.
Yeah.
It was horribly done. I mean, that's something the NFL better look into. The Steelers and the Bengals, a lot to digest here. Steelers beat the Bengals at the end of overtime, 23-20, 55-yard field goal. Joe Burrow, 4 interceptions, and Cincy misses the game-winning point after he hits your guy for the what should have been the game-winning touchdown.
Can I tell you?
A field goal.
Can I tell you I turned the game off?
Yeah.
I saw the last play of the game.
Yeah.
I flipped over because it was on CBS here locally. Yep. I see Jamar Chase, touchdown, unbelievable, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, and then I flipped back to Fox because it was the Packers and the Vikings game. And I flipped then back to CBS like 20 minutes later.
Hey, what, this game's
20
still
minutes
on?
later. And I could not believe they were in overtime. I had to go back.
So,
I couldn't believe they missed the extra point.
Yeah, talking about that game, let's take a step back. How about all the missed kicks yesterday?
Yeah.
Missed kicks, block kicks, extra points. I'm talking about chip shots were missed yesterday as well, man. Kind of reminds me of that 2017 season where the Vikings missed the kick against the Seattle Seahawks. But Jamar Chase, he caught like 3 touchdowns and only 1 counted. Like every time he thought he was going to get in there. Torn pec. TJ Watt.
Yep.
What are we thinking
Terrible.
about? What are we thinking about that, man?
What? And I hope he's all right. But is there ever a guy that is that guy ever healthy? I mean, he misses an awful
The Watt
lot
brothers.
of time.
Man, you took the
The
word.
Watt
It runs in
brothers.
the family.
They miss an
Even the
awful
fullback,
lot of time.
the other brother gets hurt. Yeah, they miss a ton of time,
With
man.
some crazy injuries, too. I mean, the torn pec, you don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, you don't hear it a lot, man, but you know what? You wish him the best.
Absolutely.
You wish him to come back because a lot of injuries in the Watt family. You're praying for that. But watching the game, Mitchell Trubisky, man, what are we thinking about Mitchell Trubisky?
Not bad. You got to win.
Has he found a home? Carson Wentz, Mitchell Trubisky, 2 guys getting the second chance for one and the third chance for another. Might be something there.
The AFC is tough, but there is no reason. And I've kind of used Ryan Tannehill for a long year. Like he turned into a Pro Bowler. He led the Tennessee Titans to the #1 overall seed in the AFC.
Yep.
I think twice. I'd have to go back and look at that. I know once, but they've had some deep runs. Ryan Tannehill was an absolute bust disaster in Miami. When you're around a bad coach in a bad situation, I think you get a pass sometimes. Tannehill turned it around. Mitchell Trubisky could be that guy. Chicago, Matt Nagy, disaster.
Yeah.
So you give this guy a different coaching staff and a different and a chance. Maybe he can do some things. We got to take a break. Come right back. We're going to continue to go around the NFL. We'll talk Michigan as well. It's all coming up next. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by. They are available at Les Stanford. Got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. And if you want those Cadillacs, I'm telling you, right now, head on in to Michigan Avenue in the great city of Dearborn. You will drive off in a Cadillac today. Look them up online. Pre-owned cars, over 300 on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new road.
Find them.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey, it's Scott from The Bet Show. NFL Week 1 is in the books, and boom, we gave you all kinds of winners, even gave you the Sparties on Saturday. You guys are going to have to come check us out at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You also got to get over that App Store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the odds for the best price right in the palm of your hands. But hey, let's get back to those fun coupons. Let's stay hot. Let's get us a winner. Listen, I'm rolling with the under tonight. I think it's going to be a pretty slow-paced game. oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
At Alta. Uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, Alta Rental has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-2-ALTA. That's 844-GO, 2,
I thought that was Elon Musk.
I walked it down the street.
He looked like Elon Musk mixed with Matt Stafford.
Looked like it, no
Elon
doubt.
Stafford.
No doubt. Welcome in hour number 2 of the program. 150 likes in the first hour. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes. There you go. Let's
break the record.
do it.
Let's
go for it. Break the record during a live show.
Come on, gang.
We don't know what the record is.
We need you.
We'll do it. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Hour number 2, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Fletch, and Jeremy in the boxes.
JB in the building.
That's right, absolutely.
Rocking that Kansas City Chiefs hat over
taking
there.
you for another hour or so, and then Woodward bets coming up 4:30. The heavyweights at 5.
You know where they're coming from?
They are coming from the club,
the Coliseum.
The Coliseum
Coming up, baby.
How about that?
Hey, what type of club is that?
It's a gentleman's club.
Want to get to Michigan and Michigan State this hour. Also college football. Want to get to them, but want to continue on here with the NFL. Tom Mazawey.
Here we go. We talked a little Dolphins Patriots, but I'll give you a last word anyway. Dolphins throttle the Pats 20-7. They own them lately.
5 of 6 now.
Yeah,
by the way,
5 of 6 now. You know, and the good thing about it, you watched the game yesterday. Tua Tagovailoa had 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you're like, oh, everybody was talking about this. I mean, it wasn't that impressive. The thing about what you got to pay attention to is that defense looked damn good by the Dolphins. The defense can be their strong point, and they got a pretty good offense. The thing you like to see about that, you don't have to throw bombs. And although his arm is a lot better than people give him credit for, you ain't got to throw bombs when you got Jalen Waddle that runs 4.3. You ain't got to throw bombs when you got Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, who runs 4.2. You don't have to throw bombs. Get the ball in their hands. They're called long handoffs. Just get the ball in their hands and let those guys make plays. Dolphins look pretty good yesterday.
There are some times, most times in the NFL, when somebody tells you who they are, you just got to believe them.
Yeah.
All offseason long, in OTAs, in training camp, in the preseason.
I said I was a big fan.
What was the story with the New England Patriots? Their offense is terrible.
Why?
They have never seen an offense like this before.
Who's behind it?
Matt Patricia,
There you
former
go.
Lions coach, the defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots, turned offensive guru coach all of a sudden just because Bill Belichick said was calling the plays, has worked with Mac Jones. This
smart.
offense was as bad as we've seen yesterday in all 32 teams. Now, we've seen 30 teams play in the NFL. We'll see 2 more tonight. There wasn't an offense as bad as this one was yesterday. And this is exactly what we've been saying all year long.
This is exactly what you've been saying. I got to give you credit because I said, you know what? It's Bill Belichick. They'll figure it out. They've done this before and still went 14-2. You were right. But look at this. Mac Jones has no weapons. They drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round a couple years ago. Guess what? He's gone. They drafted tight end in the first round a couple years ago. Guess what? He hasn't caught a pass since he's been drafted. They don't have anybody to get the ball to for Mac Jones. I don't know, man. Like, they got to do some soul searching as it relates to looking around the league to pick up some guys in trades and free agency before the free agent deadline.
Hard to do that soul searching when you think you're the be-all end-all.
Oh,
Correct.
Talk
I love
about
that.
it, Ryan. Talk about it, Ryan.
This is like a dream come true.
When you think your
Too late,
crap
though.
doesn't
Yeah.
stink and your way is just the right way because you said so, like Matt Patricia, I'm telling you, this thing's going to blow up and be a disaster. New England doesn't win 5-6 games this year. The Lions are going to pound New England in New England. Not only win the game, crush them.
And run over Matt Patricia.
I like that take. Maybe we need to send that to Scotty G and give him some of those fun bucks. Here's a question for you, Maz and Ryan. Fun question. Do you think that currently Bill Belichick, when he's in the privacy of his own home, if he ever goes home, if he ever leaves Gillette or the practice facility, he looks in the mirror and he's like, damn, I should have loved Tom a little more. I should have let Tom's personal trainer come to the facility. I should have let Tom's trainer come on the bus. I shouldn't have been this guy. Because I guarantee you, Tom has a moment where he's like, ha, I told you.
Not a doubt he has a moment. He has a moment every day. How about Carson Wentz? He's got a moment already. 4 touchdowns. Washington dumps Jacksonville 28-22. Trayvon Walker, a sack, 3 tackles, and an interception for the #1 draft pick, but the Jags fall short.
Big day for Ohio. I was getting there. Big day for Big Ten wide receivers, man, especially young guys. Jahan Dotson, Penn State.
Yes, sir.
2 tuds. First game. Chris Olave yesterday. He had a tud. And Terry McLaurin, who just got paid Friday night like Johnny Kemp, he had a touchdown in the game as well. Carson Wentz, man, like you talk about it. But here's the thing about it. We've seen this from Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz plays well in the regular season for the most part. Carson Wentz doesn't have a ton of turnovers, but it's the big games where Carson Wentz struggles. Gonna see what he does. Washington Commanders, they looked okay, but still got the loss at the end of the day.
Washington is always that they won.
They got the one. They beat the Jaguars.
Washington is always that sneaky team, aren't they?
Kirk Cousins went to the playoffs twice with them.
They just seem.
What do you think of that new unis?
I thought they were fine.
They're just okay.
Yeah, they're just okay. Carson Wentz, 4 touchdown passes. And again, you don't know how good or bad Jacksonville is either. We'll see. I'm telling you, this is a must-win for the Detroit Lions. Week 2 at home, it's a must-win.
They play both of those teams.
It's a must-win.
Hey, the Browns win the Baker Mobile, the Baker Bowl, 26-24. Their rookie, they drafted this guy in the 4th round, their rookie kicker. Cale York, 58-yard field goal to win the game. Christian McCaffrey, only 33 yards. He hardly touched the ball.
Everybody was talking about CMC this, and we got to draft him first, and he's going to come back, and yada, yada, and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, man, that running back position is tough. Like, when you're talking about injuries after year 2, year 3, going into year 4, it's tough to turn around and just become that dude again. Ask Ezekiel Elliott about that. I'm telling you, man, Carolina Panthers, how many games do you think the Carolina Panthers win this year, Ryan Ermanni?
I don't know, somewhere around 4 to 5.
No, more than that.
You think so?
Think more? What makes you say that, man?
I think
5 to 6 with that 17th game.
Okay?
I think their defense is going to step up for them, and I just think Baker Mayfield will find a few more wins than they had last year. I think they're like 7-8 wins.
I got 3 wins for them this year.
Okay.
I got 3.
Hey, before you move on, can I ask you a question?
Please.
Did you hear Nakobe Dean's name yesterday or Jordan Davis's name yesterday in the Lions game?
Did they even play?
The only reason Jordan Davis. Okay, I'm just looking at the stats now. Jordan Davis, two tackles. Okay. Nakobe Dean not on the stat sheet. If we could,
go ahead.
That was my hot take alert earlier in the season that Malcolm Rodriguez in the 6th round was going to have a better impact, better stats, and more of an impact on the Lions than Nakobe Dean will have for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to keep track of that this season, just saying.
I tell you like this, Nakobe Dean will play this week coming up. You look at the Detroit Lions, DeAndre Swift and what they did, 144 yards. I think they had over 200 yards rushing. That's all up the middle, man. And guess who's not in that middle? Nakobe Dean wasn't in the middle, so I guarantee you going into this week, he plays more. He'll be your starter come week 3, maybe even this week, he'll have a better job. Malcolm Rodriguez, hope he's okay after that head injury, though.
Sorry about that, Maz.
Don't
to step on your toes there. I just wanted to get that in. We're going to continue on
with
what we have left. I'm a habitual interrupter. But first, let me interrupt this message for Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. It is your last month to register for your chance to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
OddsTrader.com, the number one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game from multiple sportsbooks. Simply put, OddsTrader is the best. Whatever you want to bet on. If you bet on the Lions yesterday on OddsTrader, guess what? You made some cash. If you want to bet on who's going to be the MVP, who's going to the Super Bowl, who's going to be Rookie of the Year, is it going to be Jaden Ivey in the NBA? Go to OddsTrader.com. Simply put, they are the best.
Let me just tell you guys right now.
Tell me something, Ryan Ermanni.
Isn't this just so freaking joyful?
Oh my God! It's so
seriously.
funny.
We were just talking. We're on the air here for 2 hours.
2 hours.
We got all this stuff to talk about. It's like football porn. I mean, it's just like. It's like a version of porn.
You need some Kleenex?
Seriously, just to sit here and talk about football just brings me so much freaking joy.
Yeah.
And it's reaction to games, not preview.
Speculating.
You speculate, you preview. That's fun.
I hate
But the
preview.
reaction to real live games that you've actually seen, it just brings me so much joy. I wanted to take a moment and express that for you.
The minute the games are over.
Take a second and breathe. Take a second and breathe. We've been on an hour today.
Anybody got a cigarette? I mean, seriously.
We got to get that K-Line tip, though. But legitimately, we just talked about this off air when you guys weren't around. It's been an hour and 15, and we ain't even mentioned Michigan yet. That's how exciting the NFL is. That's how exciting it is to be back. That February after the Super Bowl, from February to last week, speculating, how are they going to be? Is this going to happen? Is this? It's nothing like being able to react to what you see. It's so fun, right? I agree with you.
Seriously.
As soon as the games were over, I talked into my TV remote, ESPN Plus. And, of course, I went to Primetime and Chris Berman.
I didn't see
and
that.
Booger.
How was it?
You can watch it again. You can watch it. It's on demand. So you can watch it. It's great. I just love watching it. And let's get rolling. Colts knocked me out of the pool already, guys.
This
I am
is
out.
Incredible.
I am out of my suicide pool that I have finished
Week 1.
in the top 10 every year for the last 5 years. I've made it. And there's almost 200 people in this pool. Half of them got knocked out yesterday. And if you had either the Colts or Texans, you're out. They tied 20-20. Indy came back from 20-3 down. Matty Ice disappointed me. I'm sorry, Matty. What did you do to me?
He's done.
And Rodrigo Blankenship missed a 40-yard field goal in overtime
and he
to win
miss.
it for the Colts, and he don't miss.
And Rodrigo
it just
Blankenship
wasn't their
doesn't-
day and my day.
Yeah, if you're Frank Reich, like, how are you looking? How are you thinking about, damn, should I have kept Carson Wentz? Should I have given him another chance? That was my guy when I was with the Philadelphia Eagles. Matt Ryan, an older guy, trying to get his second lease on life. The offense looked completely different than it did last year. Just get the ball to Jonathan Taylor. And by the way, I told you your suicide pick was the Broncos over the Seahawks. Maybe you listened to me next time.
Guys, let me tell you, close to 200 likes. Let's get to 200 likes by the end of this segment. If you are watching on YouTube, it helps YouTube push our content out to more people. So we certainly appreciate that if you could do that. Maz?
Vikings over the Packers, easy yesterday, 23-7. Justin Jefferson, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, should have been 3, got tripped up at the 5-yard line. What say you?
What I say is, after the game, Aaron Rodgers was asked about Justin Jefferson, and what he said he's the best player in the NFL.
Wow.
That's what Aaron Rodgers said. Keep in mind, a guy that he lost in Devontae Adams. Was that some slight? But going back to that game, man, like
He had 140 yards.
At 100%.
Yeah.
I told you, Kevin O'Connell is going to change that offense for the Vikings. They didn't even really feature Dalvin Cook yesterday. They're still getting acquainted to what they're going to do, the new system, the new nuances. They're going to be really, really
How
good.
do you stop a player like that?
You can't. You can't when you have other wide receivers on that team. Keep in mind, Adam Thielen's on that team as well. They got Dalvin Cook. They got another running back as well, and Madison. They're a damn good offensive team, and the defense played pretty good as well. Justin Jefferson is a monster. He's only getting better and better. His first year, he broke the rookie record, 1,440 yards. Obviously broke a year later by his teammate, Jamar Chase. Last year, 1,500 yards. Like, he's getting better and better and better. And what I love about him, he and Jamar Chase have a friendly rivalry. Both of them say they're better than the other one. Tell you like this, Justin Jefferson proving he might be the one.
Hey, by the way, did Dalvin Cook change his number?
Good point.
I think so.
Because he wasn't always 4, was he?
No,
He definitely changed it.
He did.
He's a single digit.
Yeah.
He changed it.
27.
He was 27.
Yeah, he changed
it this year.
I hate it when guys change their numbers. Those single digits.
They kill me.
I
hate them.
I
hate
do
them.
too.
I hate
do
them.
too. I don't know why. I hate them.
I just hate them.
Maybe it's because I hate change.
Yeah. I understand why you
I
guys.
want a wide receiver to wear in the 80s.
Yes, at least I know he's a receiver. Anzalone wore 34 yesterday, but what the hell's 34?
Was he
You're
41?
a linebacker.
No, he was always 34, but he should be wearing like.
He wasn't always 34.
No, he wasn't. He was 40-something.
43 maybe.
Well, whatever.
he was
Who gives a
40-something.
damn?
41.
Chiefs over the Cardinals, 44-21. Here we go. Where's Sam Flannel? Patrick Mahomes. I doff my cap to you. I am sorry that we haven't talked about you. 360 yards, 5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes, 30 of 39.
3 weeks ago, we talked about that going into the season when Sam was still over there in the booth with us. And I said, hey, look, everybody's Josh Allen this, Josh Allen that, blah, 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 yakety smackety. Russell Wilson's coming over to the AFC West. Hold on. Last time I checked, Patrick Mahomes was the man around here. You feel me? Okay. I think that he's good. He obviously misses Tariq to some extent. But you know what happens a lot of times, Brian and Monty, when you have an individual wide receiver or one player that is that damn good for a quarterback, sometimes you use that individual as a crutch. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson? Sometimes you lose them, you use them as cut. You're always looking for them. You're always staring them down. Now that he no longer has Tariq Hill, he has Sky Moore, he has Juju Smith-Schuster, he has Travis Kelce still. I think he can be a better version of himself because he's going to spread the ball around equally.
9 players caught passes yesterday for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are just deadly offensively. Deadly offensively. And Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously Kelce was the big guy, but Juju got 8 targets, caught 6 passes. I mean, that team is every bit as good as any in the NFC. In the NFL, in the AFC.
You don't think they're going to finish last anymore, do you?
No, I do not.
All right.
Yeah,
Chargers
I
beat the
blew that
Raiders 24-19, 3 touchdowns for Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert is amazing. Justin Herbert is amazing. Yesterday, he didn't have necessarily mind-blowing stats like you've seen before. Obviously, 5,000 yards last year. But it's the throws and the effortlessness. There was a throw in the game. He was rolling out to the left side. He flipped his hips and threw the ball kind of underneath the linebacker, dropped it right in the bucket on the sideline to, I want to say, Keenan Allen. You're talking about maybe 3 quarterbacks in the NFL can make that throw. It was something special. And then Khalil Mack, oh man, we talked about this. Yes, this past week, it's been former players, defensive linemen, having stud games. Talking about, are they old? Von Miller, is he old? Why does he get this contract for the Buffalo Bills? Well, he had 2 sacks against the Rams. You look at Khalil Mack. What did he do? 3 sacks.
I will say, Maz, my official picks. Now, I know I said months ago that I thought Kansas City would
You moved
be
the Raiders
last.
down there, I know.
I did change Kansas City to be my AFC West champion, and that the Las Vegas Raiders would finish last. That was
We'll give you that.
That was my official pick.
My bad,
I do
man.
want to let you know that. Thank you very much.
And Sunday Night Football.
I said Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. So I might have blew that one.
And the last night's game just was garbage. One of the worst games. Garbage. Bucks with 4 field goals, 1 touchdown. They beat the Cowboys 19-3, and you heard about Dak Prescott. Breaks his thumb on the top of his thumb. He's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Cowboys, you could stick a fork in them.
Yeah, they're done. So I'm pissed. I talked about fantasy football. I know I keep bringing this up. It's my first time playing. I'm a little excited. Going into last night, I'm excited. I got Tom Brady as my quarterback. I say, you know what? I got Tom. We're good. And I had CeeDee Lamb. Last year, the Dallas Cowboys' #1 offense in the NFL. Got nothing out of them. Tom Brady, my guy, 1 touchdown and 180 yards. But the good thing about it, there was one positive to take away if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. One is Tom Brady. They'll be all right. They'll figure it out. But Leonard Fournette looked damn good
Sure did.
last night.
Chubby did well.
You took the words out of my mouth. Where's who said that? Was it Tom Pelissero or was it Ian Rappaport?
Rap.
Yeah, a rap sheet. How fat does he look now? Get out of here.
if you look at Tampa's defense, and I don't know if it was because Dallas looked very pedestrian, but Tampa's defense might be the real deal.
They are.
Their defense is the real deal. Also, they just welcomed in Akeem Hicks on that defensive line this year. This is the defense that we saw in the 2020 playoffs. This is why they mocked and ran through the playoffs. This is the defense that had the Kansas City Chiefs questioning themselves in the Super Bowl. This is when they played their best. They looked amazing on that defensive side.
And they don't have Sue.
But 100%.
Sue is still out there. He's still out there.
With the Dallas Cowboys, though, outside of your boy Micah Parsons, who, by the way,
he's a man.
He's a man amongst boys, is Micah Parsons. What did I tell you about the Dallas Cowboys defense? I said outside of him, I said DeMarcus Lawrence is overpaid and hasn't had double-digit sacks in 4 years. I said their best defensive player, not named Micah Parsons, they let go, and Randy Gregory, who's now going to be playing tonight for the Denver Broncos, and Trayvon Diggs. I said, yeah, he makes a lot of plays, but he gives a lot of plays up as well. That Dallas team is in shambles.
Poor Mike McCarthy.
Poor Mike McCarthy. And that, well, they're going to be calling for his job. Even if it's
that was one of our fill in the blanks.
Right. You said last night.
I
think it started already.
Again, it does. And the rebuild in Dallas starts. And it's another reason why you can't pay your running backs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Ezekiel Elliott.
Do you think Zeke's finished or just is he?
Yes.
That's just a position you can't pay big money to anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a position you can't pay.
100%.
What happened? How does the bottom drop out from him so quick?
But you know what's weird about it? I know Ryan's trying to get the commercial. I apologize, Ryan. It just seems to happen that way for running backs in the NFL. Now, the first time I noticed that running backs kind of like their shelf life was Eddie George. Like Eddie George, after like year 8, just immediately disappeared. You notice it with Ty Gurley. You notice it with Le'Veon Bell. You notice it with Ezekiel Elliott. Something about that year 5, year 6, man, these running backs, man, you put all that weight on them in the first 4 years, they just don't have it anymore.
Guys, I'd love to get to 300 likes by the end of the live show in about 35 minutes from now. If you are watching and have not done so yet, hit that like button for us. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports. Great shows all day long, beginning with the Morning Woodward Show, Big D Energy, our show here. We've got a lot to get to, including the Michigan Wolverines. We will get there next. Woodward Bets, by the way, coming up next. Also, the Woodward Heavyweights from the club. The Coliseum, right?
You got it.
Monday Night Coliseum.
Damn.
Nothing wrong with that.
Lucky Bell.
Yeah, right. Hey, Woodward Sports is a place to be, folks.
I'm trying to tell you.
Michigan Wolverines.
Easy is on the stage right now.
I don't want to see that.
We'll get there. We'll get there next. I got a Lions read here. Is this about the brass rail?
Yeah.
All right. How about this? Join us at the brass rail for Lions home games each and every week. We are there for our pregame show from 11 to 1. Postgame show with Stick and Anson after the game. It is every single week, and that's the wrong date on there, but we'll get there next week. We'll be there for the Redskins game against Washington. Brass rail. Join us for Detroit's best game day preview.
And Woodward.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
All right, it's getting to that time of the year where we're going to start having to watch for our tans. And Chili Peppers Tanning is the place for you. 27 locations and more on the way, too, right here on Woodward Avenue. And if you join the Pepper Club, they're going to save you $5 on unlimited tanning against any competitor. Plus, you get the cleanest salons in the D, and you get to meet the Pepper Girls. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. It's your vitamin D headquarters. It's ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
You know, gambling is such a big aspect of watching sports these days. You know, you can gamble at casinos
just
downtown.
these days.
You can just say locally here, you can go downtown. You can do it on your phone. We did our pick segment on Friday. Mass, you want to reveal what happened there?
All right. Braylon finished at 4-3.
I got screwed.
Good,
okay.
I got screwed.
Go ahead. Tell us why you got screwed.
Really? Minka Fitzpatrick blocked the doggone extra point for Cincinnati, so that would have been one. And then obviously the field goal by Cleveland over
since
Carolina.
he still wouldn't have covered, they would have won by 1 point.
But remember, I tell you, in my mind, I don't do the covers. I'm not a better. I say who's going to win, who's going to lose.
Okay, 4-3. Braylon, you were 0-2 on the college because you picked against Michigan State and
That's
you picked
Harbaugh's
for
fault.
Michigan.
He put Cade McNamara back in the game.
So Braylon was undefeated. Okay, Ryan 6-1. Should have been 7-0 if Carolina would have hung on.
It? Oh, but you give him
6-1.
You know,
0-2 in college, by the way. And I finished at 3 wins, 4 losses, and 2-0 on college. I took Michigan State and I took Hawaii. You picked against Michigan State and you took Michigan.
Remember the end of the show? I said, you know what? The hell with it. Michigan State covers too. Remember that?
No,
end of the show?
I don't remember.
Go back to the end of the show.
That is not the college is not an official counting.
Yeah, that's real.
For our
Says
NFL
who?
board.
Says who?
Well, they're not our NFL board.
We pick our Michigan State games every week. They count.
No, that's not on the NFL.
We're not doing that.
No, they count.
No, that does not.
Just because you're 0-2?
No, that doesn't count. Michigan State doesn't count. NFL only.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why do you guys just play by your own rules?
If it wouldn't have been for Carolina, if it wouldn't have been for Carolina, I would have been 7-0. Not a bad start.
I'd be 5-2.
Not a bad start.
If my aunt had balls, you'd be my uncle.
That's right. I absolutely would be. Hey,
Uncle Caitlin.
Oh, as long as we're talking about predictions, guys, 42-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
The Michigan Wolverines. That is nearly impossible.
That was a flawless half.
Should have been 50. Like he kept dangling Cade back in the huddle. Like they were rolling. Brought Cade in. It looked horrible. Took Cade out. Then brought Cade in one more time. They would have scored 50 in the first half.
All right, Mads, we're going to do your Monday Night Football at the end of in a little bit. Let's get to the Michigan Wolverines.
I know
guys.
you can't wait.
We just can't.
All right.
We have to. I think a lot of people tuned in to hear about our takes on the Michigan Wolverines today, and this is where I'm going to give it to you. J.J. McCarthy is the quarterback. I've always believed he was, and he proved that he just adds another element to the Michigan offense. And kudos to Jim Harbaugh for, after the game, immediately announcing him as this week's starting quarterback. He will never look back. J.J. McCarthy is going to be the quarterback for Michigan. Not only that, Braylon, I go back. I don't know the last time I saw a quarterback for Michigan on the field as talented as J.J. McCarthy. You can give me the Hawaii stuff all you want, okay? And I know they weren't playing Ohio State out there, or they weren't playing Alabama. It was Hawaii. But I just cannot imagine. I cannot think of somebody who's played the position better over 2-3 decades than J.J. McCarthy.
I can help you out. There hasn't been. I played with Chad Henne, who's probably been the best quarterback in Michigan to date. J.J. McCarthy's better than Chad Henne, and I said, look, I love you, Chad. You know you're my guy. I appreciate my senior year. Appreciate you. J.J. McCarthy is better. You saw it. It doesn't matter that you're playing against Hawaii. You can still see, is the quarterback accurate? Is he making the right reads? How's his command in the huddle? How's his huddle presence? How does it feel when an individual is out there, man? And it felt and it looked different. You saw the difference when Cade got in the game and then when JJ's in the game. It looked really good. They're just allowed to do so many different things when Cade's in the game. The RPO changes. Because when they were in RPO with Cade, it's not RPO. It's just like I'm an handoff. It's a handoff. It's a glorified handoff with JJ. I can put it in his chest, boom, I can pull it back, I can run, or pull it fake and then throw the ball as well, man. He's also fast as hell. He can run on the outside. It helps and it opens up for Blake Corum, eventually Donovan Edwards. They haven't even gotten the offense really, if you pay attention, they haven't even really gotten to the nuts and bolts of what his offense can be. Eric All hasn't really caught any passes, and you know how good of a player he is. Andrew Anthony hasn't stepped out yet. Blake Corum hasn't really stepped out yet, and then Donovan Edwards hasn't really stepped out. It's so many things that they're allowed to do. JJ era is here, and it's going to be damn fun.
He just looked different. It's just different. And again, I understand what Jim Harbaugh was trying to do. And I think ultimately he made the right call. Start Cade, then JJ, and then everybody gets to see for themselves who the better quarterback is. And I even think to an extent, Cade's got to know that too. I mean, bro, Cade's got to know it.
He shook up, man.
I felt bad for Cade.
He shook up.
I felt bad for Cade this weekend. He's affected by not being the starting quarterback, and I guess I understand it. But how can you? The thing with Cade that I don't want to talk bad about him because I love Cade. I love Cade. I don't want to talk bad about him, but he's got to understand that the guy behind him is just better.
At the end of the day, look, two things. One, I want to address something. At the game, and they talked about this, TV, radio, etc., they said that they were booing Cade McNamara, and what they were saying is all these Michigan fans and blah, blah, blah. That's not what happened. Pay attention, you idiots. They were booing Jim Harbaugh.
I agree with you.
They weren't booing Cade. We have way more class at the University of Michigan than that. But what you said, look, man, I love Cade McNamara. The only thing I would say that Michigan did him a disservice is announcing it the week before the game, the season opener. Hey, we're going to start you this week, and then we're going to start JJ. It's the only thing. Other than that, look, this is the big time.
How else could he have done it, man?
You said what?
How else could he have done it?
Well,
how do you tell a guy that took you to the national championship playoffs that you're out?
That's part of your job, though, as the head coach of a
I think he did it right.
But I'm saying, but don't blindside him. Like Cade found out when the rest of the country found out. Like, if you're gonna have that conversation, if you have that much respect for Cade and what he's done in terms of 12-2, getting to the playoffs the first time, winning the Big Ten championship for the first time in 17 years, pull Cade into the office and say, hey, Cade, look, just want to let you know before I make it known public, we're going to start you week 1. We're going to start him week 2, and boom, boom. Just do it that way so that Cade doesn't say, hey, you know what, I was blindsided, I felt bad.
More on this booing situation, too, because this is the topic now with the Michigan Wolverines. I want to get to that next, but first a message from Cintron.
Cintron is the official drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and also now they have combined their 3 flavors into a limited edition 6-pack. Check this 6-pack out. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings if you want to get in on this. I drink it in the morning so I have the energy to come on the show and talk about the Lions, talk about Michigan, talk about the state. Guess what? They are here for the memories. They are trying to energize the community, so let them energize you. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
You're an ugly guy, and that's okay because you've outkicked your coverage with your significant other. Well, that's good news for you. Their hotness and your notness could get you front row tickets. The Woodward Sports Network is giving you a chance to sit front row for the Detroit versus Washington football game. That's right. We're looking for the ugliest guy and the hottest girl. So fellas, come on. If you know you've outkicked your coverage, here's your chance. Post a pic of you and your superior-looking partner on Twitter or Instagram with hashtag Woodward Front Row. Follow us and tag @Woodward Sports. Hurry, because we'll be selecting a winner September 16th. We can't wait to see you. Well, her. From the network that always outkicks the competition. Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
We are the network For Detroit, by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, everybody, the Monroe Street Midway is open until September 25th. It's coming, folks. You still have time to experience Detroit with roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and a whole lot more. A fun, safe event from everyone from 1 to 100. Check them out. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. We'll see you at the Midway. Ryan and I drove through the Midway yesterday looking for parking.
We did. Good. Woodward Sports Network, thanks so much for making us part of your day. Football season is here, having a lot of fun on a Monday. It was not so much fun for Cade McNamara on Saturday night. And this is a story that's going on now. I did not hear the boos, but it was only until after the game, and then you hear everything about people booing Cade McNamara. Braylon, I could not agree more with you if it was possible. If there's a Michigan fan out there that is booing Cade McNamara, shame on you. Period. End of story. Shame on you. But I just don't believe that's the case. I think if there was any booing going on at Michigan Stadium, it was because Cade even got in the game.
Yeah.
Up 42-0. Why is Cade even in there? Go to Bowman. Go to somebody else.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to playing Cade McNamara in that game, or even messing around and taking JJ out, at least in the first half. Why would you just kind of stifle this locomotive that is just going nuts? J.J. McCarthy led Michigan. J.J. McCarthy had 7 offensive drives, led him to 6 touchdowns. In the first half, in the second half, do whatever you want. But in the first half, Braylon, Maz, why are you taking him out of the game?
Well, this is my explanation. And I wanted to see Cade McNamara follow JJ.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if he could do what JJ can do.
He had an entire half against Colorado State.
I know, but he didn't follow JJ. Maybe I thought, the way I put it to you, was he sees this kid go out and he play on the national stage. Now it's my turn. Let me show you what I can do. Let me open up my playbook, my game. And it just didn't work out for him. It's gone the opposite way. Instead of really getting him going, getting his flow going, getting him to want to be better, he's probably at a point where I'm not that guy. I can't be that guy. And it looks like that guy is better than me. Didn't you ever come across a guy that you just say, hey, he's better than me? You're gonna hear these announcers that do these games. You mean they can't listen to a game and say, boy, that guy is 20 times better than me? You go to a job and you know a guy's better than you. It depends on how you take it. It looks like Cade is going down the tubes, and I hate to see it. I really do. But I don't fault Jim Harbaugh for giving him another chance to go out there and prove his mettle. It just didn't work out. He sucked.
I think in a game like yesterday or Saturday, when you're up 42-0, there's no reason to bring this guy in. I don't need to see him. And if you really believe that Cade McNamara is going to, at least at some point, maybe you need him to help you win a game. Heaven forbid if there's an injury situation. I just don't know if you put him in that game. And you stifle the progress of that first half anyway.
How many more points did you want?
I was losing my mind when I saw Cade McNamara in the first half.
Why? Because they put JJ in the first half in the first game.
Well,
it's the same thing.
It's not the same thing,
yes,
Maz.
It is.
Maz, it's not. Cade McNamara wasn't doing diddly poo against Colorado State. And Michigan and Jim Harbaugh had to try to jumpstart the Wolverine offense. So he put JJ in. In this case, it was total reverse. Michigan's offense couldn't be stopped until you put Cade in.
Listen to me. He gave them equal opportunity. Cade failed, JJ excelled. Equal opportunity. They each had the identical game. Colorado State, Cade started, JJ came in. This game against Hawaii, JJ started, Cade came in. Almost at the identical times. So Jim literally gave them equal opportunity so he could look each man in the face and say, look, I gave you both the same opportunity. JJ, by far, showed more. UConn. I think we'll see Cade in the UConn game. I believe that. You don't?
Well, it just depends. I don't need to see Cade McNamara in a 42-0 game or a 49-0 game. I really don't. Put Orgy in. Put Bowman in. That's just how I feel about it. Because I think Cade still can be a very big part of this team, potentially. I don't know.
He's going to have to transfer because of this. He can't.
But you're not transferring right now.
Why not?
Do you transfer in the middle of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to transfer in the middle of the season. Right now, J.J. McCarthy, and I apologize, J.J. McCarthy right now is guy. He's quarterback one. We know it. The offense is better. It moves better. He's going to be a better player. Sad, but true. Now, with that being said, what's Cade going to do? Is he going to be a leader from the bench? Cade still has the rest of this year. He has 2 more years potentially left. If Cade knows he's not going to play anymore, was he waiting for JJ to, I won't even say that out loud, was he waiting for that to potentially happen? So why is he here? The reason why I'm I know I'm a little bit late jumping back into it. My thing is, what did I tell you should happen in the Michigan game going into Hawaii? I said JJ should play the whole first half. I said Cade should play the whole third quarter. And then play the other 2 guys in the fourth quarter. The fact that JJ was having that success, then you bring Cade in the midst of that success and it doesn't look good. Then you bring JJ right back in. Then you dance Cade in again. They wouldn't have booed Harbaugh because they weren't booing Cade. They wouldn't have booed Cade or Harbaugh if you just played him in the third quarter and let that be that. But,
I agree with you, Braylon.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree with you a million percent.
Wait a minute, guys. I don't believe that they were booing Jim Harbaugh. I believe football fans, they boo the player. They're not. How are you booing the coach? Because the only way you boo the coach,
you're booing the decision. You're booing the decision.
They're not that smart.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Just like when people, okay, I'll give you an example. Just like Lions yesterday, they booed the onside kick. You're not booing the kicker. You're booing the decision.
That's different.
No,
that's
it's
a
not.
play.
But you're booing the decision. Who made the decision? It was the court. It was
how do you
Dan
know
Campbell.
that, Bray?
Here's how I know that.
I've been on the end of it, though. I understand. They're not booing Cade McNamara. They're booing the fact that you take JJ out, you bring Cade in, it doesn't look the same, then you bring JJ back in the game, and then you take him out and put Cade in again. They're booing the decision making.
Football fans aren't that they don't think that way. Football fans are a-holes. I'm one of them. We boo because we get pissed.
Maz, you're wrong. Listen to me. Do you mind?
No, please, go ahead.
You're wrong about this. And I'm just saying, based on my own experience, I'm watching the game on Saturday night at home. It's 35-0 in the third quarter.
No.
Or excuse me. It's 35-0 in the second quarter. I see Cade McNamara run onto the field. I jump off
I was
off
talking
the
to
couch.
you. We were talking
to Braylon Edwards. What are you doing, Harbaugh? Jim, quit playing around. I'm screaming at the TV. What are you doing, Jim Harbaugh? Oh, I mean, I
told you what he's doing. He's giving them equal fare. He did the same game in the first game.
Screw you.
No, you're wrong.
You.
Ryan, stop it, man. The first game, JJ was second in to Cade. This game, Cade is second in to JJ. Almost identical times in the game.
Screw you.
Yeah,
okay?
You know what? But the first game, you didn't have 35 points in a row.
Yes.
It didn't look like that with a ton of time left in the second quarter. Look, I'm not going to gang up on you with Ryan.
That's
but
okay.
What I will say is I understand what you're saying because, listen, fans are assholes. I remember. Listen. I 100%.
Me being one of them. I'm the king asshole.
I 100% agree with you on that part, Maz. I remember being in Cleveland when they cheered when Derek Anderson got hurt. The year before he made the Pro Bowl, but they cheered when he got hurt so they can have Brady Quinn come in. So I understand that. But just from that standpoint, I was on the phone with Ryan and Monty when this happened. The fans were booing. It wasn't because they were booing Cade McNamara. They were booing the decision to bring him in as you got this thing moving in tip-top shape. I promise you, I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong in this instance. I want to give the fans the benefit of the doubt. In this instance, they were booing the decision to bring in Cade. They weren't booing Cade.
I can only speak for myself. And the minute I saw the kid, I was yelling at Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I stood up at the screen, and I was like, Jim, what are you doing?
That's because
Why are you doing this?
You're so effing hungry to see them score 100 points. That's what we want to see, our teams at their peak level. And they were at their peak level with JJ against an inferior team. That's all you wanted. You just want to pour it on.
Yeah, but not even just that, though, man. It's like, if you see something is great, if you see something is good and it's moving in the right direction, why even feel that? Like, why even bring Cade in there? Why even play with it? Like, why don't you just wait to the end of the half? Say, you know what? We're gonna let JJ rock this whole first half, get that going, boom. Then we bring Cade in, give him a fresh start, fresh quarter, etc. You brought him in when things were rolling and the quarter wasn't over. That's where I agree. I legitimately called him. Soon as JJ got in the game, I called Ryan. You know somebody's excited when they start talking before they say hello. I called. I said, ring, ring. He picked up. What the? So, yeah, just like you said, I think the reaction wasn't necessarily, oh, man, why you bring this bum in? It's why would you make the decision to derail what's kind of moving in a good direction?
Fletch, the people are asking for a poll. Who were the Michigan fans booing? Was it Jim Harbaugh or was it Cade McNamara?
50-50, probably both.
We'll see if we can get that poll up. Guys, we are 31 likes away from 300. Can we get there before the end of the live show?
Oh, we are there.
Can we get there before the end of the live show? That is fantastic stuff. We're going to get to Michigan State tomorrow, gang. We got a lot on the Spartans, too.
They played?
Yeah, I think they played.
I tell you like this, man. Look, the Big Ten's wide the freak open. That West Side is trash. Outside of Michigan, who I said was going to go 12-0, Ohio State, and then Michigan State, there's no other team. Michigan State looks good with the exception of one position.
Big debut tonight, and I'm not talking about Russell Wilson. We'll have that for you next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you, stay safe. Call that number right now, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarthy on our side.
Lemieux and McCarthy, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey, big boy. How about it?
Big boy.
How about it? For a limited time only, the all-new burgers and loaded fries are only at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim, guys. It is the Big Jim, and the chili cheese is such a tease. Give it a try. Guess what else is new? It's the bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Go to chili cheese fries, nacho fries, or baked potato fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Nacho fries. Absolutely.
My mom has this joke about nacho cheese. We don't have no time to tell it. She's been messing this same joke up for 30 years, man. It's Like something, I can't even tell. I tell you off there, it's funny as hell.
Not you, Friday.
It's not your cheese.
Shout out to everybody watching us today, man. Over 315 likes, up to 318. My goodness. Thank you for watching EEM. Absolutely. Thanks so much. You like that? EEM?
I do. I like that. I like that.
EEM,
Yeah.
pretty good.
I like that.
How about Maz with Ryan and Braylon?
It's so good. It's so good. If the Drew and Mike people had their had their option, it would be Maz with Ryan and Braylon. By the way, over 100 votes, 106 votes right now. Who are the Wolverine fans booing? 54% say Harbaugh. 46% say Cade.
So 50-50. I was
pretty much split down the middle on that.
I take that.
Big debut tonight. Russell Wilson for the Broncos. And Joe Buck and Troy Aikman for the Monday Night Football.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you can have Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I'm just excited to see the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson. Look, I talked about it. I went out on a limb. I got the Broncos winning the Super Bowl. You can call me crazy. Hey, you know what? Every once in a while, you got to take a shot in the dark. I'm excited to see this team. They are a fully loaded team on both sides of the ball. They had Randy Gregory, who, oh, by the way, the Dallas Cowboys were missing last night. You add Russell Wilson. Can he be the third quarterback in a row to go to a new team and win the Super Bowl in year one? Tampa Tom did it 2 years ago. Matt Stafford did it last year with the Rams. Can Russell Wilson and that team be the next ones up? Tough division, tough conference, but you know what? Cry me a river. That's how football gets played.
I don't care about the game. I just want to hear Joe and Troy. Cannot wait.
It
ESPN.
was a little different yesterday, wasn't it?
It
Watching
was.
the Fox game of the week with
Hey,
Greg
look,
Olsen
I love
and
Burkhardt. I
do
love
too.
Kevin. I just love it. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe I just need my Joe fix tonight. I'm looking forward to Monday Night Football, getting back to where it belongs as the game of the week. I pray that the schedule will be great on Monday Night Football. They do have flex capabilities on Monday Night Football. You might see your Detroit Lions one night on Monday Night Football pretty soon. You never know.
You know what else I'm excited about? Because let's call it spade a spade. I'm bringing that back. It's been a minute. Let's call it spade a spade. It's the freaking Seahawks, man. Like, after the first half, I'm tuning out. I just want to see the first half. I want to see Russell. I want to see him back home against Seattle. But you know what I'm excited to see? The Manning cast is back tonight. I'm excited to see the Manning cast. And not so much for Peyton. I'm in love with Eli, man. That's my guy. His awkwardness is the best thing about the Manning cast. So I'm excited to see who their guests are tonight and this year. But I'm excited to see Eli.
Hey, before we go, we got to mention Albert Pujols. We mentioned at the beginning of the show. He's 3 away from 700. But your Detroit Tigers,
oh my God,
got shut out yesterday.
Surprise.
For a league-leading 20th time. That is 5 more than any other team. Can you read that stat, or is that too really small?
So the Tigers lost. This is from Jason Beck.
I can read it if you can.
Tigers 4-0 loss to Kansas City is their 20th shutout of the season, tying the 1975 team for the most by Tigers in live ball era. It's also the most by an American League team in the last 40 years.
That's disgusting.
That is an organization. That is not a one-person problem. That is an organizational brokenness.
To sum it up, everybody that's involved with Comerica Park right now stinks.
And the Astros are in town for 3 starting tonight.
Is Verlander pitching at all?
He's supposedly
he's hurt, right?
He is not pitching.
Yeah. Damn.
That would have been fun.
I would have gone down to the stadium to see that.
I might squeeze a game in this week anyway.
I'm so upset that he's hurt, man. His season that he was having, oh my God, he was under 2 ERA, 16 and 1 at one point. It was phenomenal.
Eat them up, Tigers. Eat them up. Long way from that. Final poll. We did close it. 135 votes. 51% Harbaugh. 48%.
Oh. 50 almost. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the other 1%
missed it by
did,
that much.
I'll take that, and it's probably a little bit of both, and it's fair. I feel like they were booing the decision of Harbaugh breaking it up, bringing in Cade McNamara, and they also were booing Cade in the sense that, hey, look, man, he came here 3 and out, bad interception, etc. They were booing both, so I like the poll. I think they got it right.
Hey, Broncos, by the way, went from 4.5 to now 6.5 point favorites tonight. What are the 2 words we always leave with?
Vegas
Home dog.
knows.
Vegas knows.
Vegas knows.
Thank you, Braylon. Thank you.
I got you covered, big guy.
Braylon, get us out of here today.
Hey, look, hell of a week, man. We're excited. The Detroit Lions, look, they failed to win the game, but they did not fail to look better than they did last year. Excited about that. Michigan State. Talk about that tomorrow. Do they have problems at the quarterback position in Peyton Thorne? Watch the game tonight. What is Russell Wilson going to look like? Keep in mind, I got those guys winning the Super Bowl. Also, 5 to 7, pay attention to the heavyweights who are broadcasting live from the Coliseum. For my man JB, who's having a hell of a second week, my man Fletcher in the booth, Uncle Maz on the couch, Adam Morrissey, I see you over there in the back, my brother from another mother to the life. We are Ermanni and Edwards with Maz.